Hi, Unique. Okay, we're just going to run through the component parts of what you're looking at, okay? So, external cylinder, internal cylinder. The difference being, once we take these apart, okay, so the main difference in the two cylinders, one has the two cutouts here and here, okay, that the two screws slide through. So this is the internal cylinder, okay? The external cylinder just has two receiving holes, here and here, okay? So the outside basically has nothing, okay? So that's the outside cylinder, okay? Now, when this is fitted in the door, both of these go together and are screwed together with a Phillips head screw, okay? So they're screwed in top and bottom. So when it's in the door, it will look something like this. So as you look at it from the inside and take the key out, you will have your handle going around this area here, okay? And this will be sticking out generally, sorry, dropped the phone, generally this much, okay? So you should have it sticking out either flush on the outside or sticking out a little bit. That's why that other little extension piece, Unique, fits in here in this area. So when you take the screws out, okay, take the screws out, that little piece, depending if it's the internal side or the external side, if you look up this picture I've drawn, it should be sticking out a little bit. This is your handle area here, okay? This is your door as the door is open. So it should stick out perhaps 5 millimeters, but you need it to at least finish flush with the edge of the cylinder, okay? If it doesn't and it happens to be sitting, say, inwards, okay, and you've got a big gap between here and the face of the handle, you pop on that little drive mechanism, that little extension piece we talked about, the little black part, that fits on here, okay? So it fits on and then you put the whole lot into the door, okay? Now, as you've got no keys for your lock at the moment, I'll just pop this back together again and show you what I want you to do. So you can see they basically just screws line up with each other, okay? That's what you'll have on the inside, that's what you'll have on the outside. So that's as it sits in your door at the moment, okay? Now I'm just going to lay this down, okay? This cylinder here is what I've depicted here, and this cylinder here is what I've depicted here. So that's outside of the door, this is the inside of the door. So what I want you to do is stick your screwdriver in here, which is into this area of the lock. Screw these two screws out. So screw this one completely out, screw the other one completely out. This cylinder will stay in place, okay? This one I want you to remove, okay? When you have removed it, I want you to pop the key into the lock like I've shown. Pop this back into the door, okay? And if you turn it, keep it pushed in and turn it, it will turn this mechanism on the back and release the lock, okay? Now, you have a second option if you're not comfortable doing that. As you once you remove this cylinder here from the inside, as you look into the lock, you'll see the lock looks like this. You'll have your two holes where these two guys pop through the lock, and you'll have a little device inside, like little pie cutouts. So if you stick your screwdriver into the pie and twist it, these guys will rotate, and basically what that's doing, that's pulling the bolt back in the door. So as you look at the door, say the bolt's sticking out this direction, as you turn that, it's going to pull that bolt back and let the door open, okay? So if the bolt's sticking out here, say, let's see, if the bolt sticks out here, as you put this in and turn it, now you might have to turn it, I don't know what way your door is set up, but you might have to turn it clockwise or you might have to turn it anti-clockwise, just depending on what way the door is set up. But what that's doing, it's pulling this locking bolt back. This bolt here, you know, as you open a lock, you'll see a bolt shoots out. It's just turning that bolt back. Once the bolt's turned back, just crank your handle down and that door will open. So, just to recap, Sorry. Your 2 cylinders, your 2 screws. Okay. Now, spare me 1 second. Sorry, I just got the wrong. I put the wrong key for you. In this particular lock. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'll just open up another set of locks for you. Okay, now you'll see all that's doing when you put your key in. It's turning that drive mechanism, okay? So if you think about it, when this chap goes in to here, okay, you can see what it does. That little flat spade basically turns these. So as it goes into this area here, it ticks on these little edges of the spades, okay? So that's what makes it turn when you turn your key. So that's why I'm saying to you, once you take this side out from the inside of the door, put your new cylinder in with the key, pop it in and turn it, okay? That's going to turn this little mechanism inside that lock and allow the door to open. So once that pulls that bolt back, crank the handle down, turn the handle down, and your door will open. Now when you go to put the 2, to fit the 2 into the door itself, okay, so you've now got your outside side and got your inside side, okay? Now as you've got the door open, you're going to be looking at something similar to what this picture is, okay? So what you need to do is, if Chris is there, go in and hold this side in place. You go in on the inside and you can put this one in place. Now remove the keys at this stage, okay, because that means that these have to be lined up. If you put the keys in, they can move around, okay, which means that it won't fit in place properly. For when you go try to pop it in, it's going to be hitting. That won't be fitting. It needs to be horizontal. So take the keys out, okay, so have them both like this, okay, pop the external in and just hold your finger to it, pop the internal in, okay, and all you're doing is pop the screws in. The screws will go through these 2 holes here in the lock, this lock here. They'll always line up. And all you're doing, once you've got one screw in place, screw it together just till it's nice and firm. Put the other screw in, screw it in place just till it's nice and firm. So basically you will finish up with this idea inside the door. Okay, let me hold this up for you to get a better idea. Okay, you'll finish up with that. So this is not exactly the scale, but cylinder, internal, external, held together with the 2 screws. And as I said, the only thing that you have to check is if the cylinder isn't fitting flush, put that little spacer in. Now if you're careful when you take the locks out, if there's a spacer in place already, don't remove it. Just pop this guy and this guy in their places, in their respective places, internal and external, okay? Most don't have spacers. It's only for very, very wide doors that they need spacers. Yours probably will be perfect with just these 2 cylinders here and here fitted. So just when you remove it, take your 2 screws out, okay, now that will sit in place. Pull this one out, pull this one out, put this one in, put this one in, screw them together, and that's it done. Okay, I'll give you a buzz in a moment. Thank you.